Rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but the beautiful. A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful.
Hello, welcome back to the Out of Bounds podcast. I'm your co-host Justin Gray with Darren Bragg. How are you, Mr. Bragg?
Doing good.
He's eating.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Sweet 16 tonight. March Madness is finally back. It's been a long 4 days without it. 5 days without it. Sunday night was a long time ago. It feels like. Got some good matchups today. I would argue it's better than tomorrow's matchups as a whole. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
because Creighton and Princeton really throws tomorrow off. No offense to either of them schools, but I don't think Princeton's going to come after me about their basketball program anyway. But today we have 4 great games, or well, I would say 3 great games.
Which one isn't?
FAU and Tennessee.
That's an interesting game, though.
That's not an interesting game. Tennessee's going to blow them out. Anyway, a lot of predictions to get into. Let's go around the college basketball world as of late. A lot going on in these past few days. Armando Bacot will be returning again. Seems like he should not be there, but I guess he's just trying to shatter every record ever set at North Carolina, and he will indeed do that. Tobin Anderson, FDU coach, signed to be the coach at Iona, 5 years.
Good for him.
Iona coach Rick Pitino takes the St. John's head men's basketball coach job. Darren's coach Cam English takes the Providence job. Providence head coach Ed Cooley takes the Georgetown job. A lot of moving around going on. And Penn State's head coach Drew
Yeah.
Strawberry, is that his name?
Micah Shrewsbury, bro.
Micah Shrewsbury. Wow. Why did I think Drew? I saw that the other way. Sorry. Shrewsbury, Notre Dame, signs there. Mike Bray is taking the South Florida job, I think I saw. Anyway, a lot of coaching stuff going on, obviously, getting into the off season for most teams, but these 16 we're going to talk about. Fill out your Sweet 16 brackets. Still not going to get right. I just know mine's going to get busted off the first game, I bet. But it is what it is. It's part of it. Mr. Bragg with a new haircut. How we feeling over there with the haircut?
Immaculate.
Oh, immaculate. Okay. Feeling good. First matchup of the evening. We have who's the first one? Michigan State and Kansas State in Madison Square Garden. Izzo versus Tang. Run us down about the game. Some things you're looking forward to. What you think is going to happen?
Well, who I think has looked better in the tournament, I got to give it to Kansas State slightly. I feel like Kansas State has played with some more energy. You know, Michigan State is coming off a nice win against Marquette. A Marquette team that I've struggled to, really gauge how good they are. While Kansas State is coming off a Kentucky win, which Kentucky was one of the hotter teams coming into the tournament. If I had to lean one way, I think I'm leaning Kansas State, actually. Even though it's hard, you know, they're a team that doesn't have much tournament experience, like Michigan State at least. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that they pull it out.
Yeah, bouncing off that, I gotta agree with you. Kansas State looks like the better squad to me. I want to go Michigan State. I want to say Izzo. I just don't think they're good enough. Like I think they're a very talented squad. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think they're good enough to win this one tonight. Um, I just think Kansas State. This team's got a little something about them. They're trying to make a run at it, and I think they do make a run at it even more than they have already. They're bringing energy. Marquise Noel. I mean, just straight up, just putting on masterpiece after masterpiece on the court. He'll play well tonight. And Keontae Johnson is just, I mean, that goes without saying. He's just that guy. But give me Kansas State. I'd be willing to say by 5. I won't say by 5. Um, I do think it's a great game. Two, uh, two very good basketball. Well, I wouldn't say very good basketball school in Kansas State, but very good basketball, very good basketball school at Michigan State. But I do think Kansas State comes away with it.
Yeah.
Next game, Arkansas and UConn. Arkansas not very predicted to get to this spot. UConn is Michigan State's favored by 1 in the first game. By the way, Arkansas is favored. I mean, is not favored. UConn's favored by 4 in this one. This one's held in Las Vegas. I've been back and forth on this one. I think I'm going UConn. I like the Huskies better. I like their starting 5 better. I know Arkansas's played good in the tournament. But UConn, man, they just shoot it so well, and I just don't really see Arkansas being able to hang around with them. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see UConn in the Final Four. I really wouldn't. I mean, they're fighting for a chance to get Elite Eight tonight. I'm going UConn, and I think they covered the spread. I think they cover 4.
I'm gonna go UConn as well. I think Arkansas has done well enough to make it here. But I just feel like it runs dry at some point. I don't know. This Arkansas team hasn't been super consistent across the year. Like they'll have a decent win here and there, and then they'll lose a game that you're like, really? How'd they lose? But I also would say UConn has played better throughout the tournament. And just throughout the past month or so, they just look like a team that could make a push. And I think they do. So I'm gonna go UConn.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm big on the Huskies throughout the whole tournament. Honestly, I like them in the next round, not over one of the teams because obviously we both picked the winner of the Gonzaga UCLA game to advance to the Final Four. So, but Florida Atlantic in Madison Square Garden against Tennessee, 33-3. Florida Atlantic, Tennessee 25-10. Tennessee, a team that limped into the tournament, but in the tournament looked very dominant. In their 2 win. Well, I wouldn't. I mean, they struggled a little bit against Louisiana, but they looked dominant against Duke. Tennessee is favored by 5. This over under is at 129.5. I'll be very surprised if that doesn't soar over that. Just because Florida Atlantic is such a high paced offense, but Tennessee's gonna make them play their game. So I mean, I could see it either way. Personally, it's not. I mean, Tennessee covers the spread to me. I don't think this one's even. I think it's like a 10 point, 10, 15 point game. I'm going with Tennessee.
Yeah. FAU looked all right, but I mean, I'm thinking of when you think to the teams they played in Memphis, who, I was high on Memphis. I was. And then FDU. Like, none of those teams just have the feeling. I feel like Tennessee is kind of one of those teams that, like, you go into the matchup and you're like, this is Tennessee. Like, we're here, with any
Right.
team like Tennessee, Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, Kansas, all of those. So I just think it'll feel a bit different. I think it'll be a bit overwhelming for FAU. So I'm going to go Tennessee as well.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Next game is Gonzaga and UCLA. I know we both had this game picked in the Sweet 16, along with probably everybody else in the country. this is going to be the best game of the Sweet 16, in my opinion.
I agree.
Two of the, I mean, blue bloods in the past 10 years. I mean, two squads that have been here. Like we said, Gonzaga's been here 8 times in a row. So I personally want the Zags to go all the way. Like I just want to, but I picked UCLA to go all the way and losing to Alabama and Natty. But I feel like UCLA is the better team. I feel like they're more of a veteran squad. They are favored by a point in this one. I'm gonna take UCLA. I'm gonna stick with it because I had this gut feeling right before I locked in the bracket for good. UCLA was gonna make a good run at it, and they may wind up winning the thing. So I feel like Jaime Jaquez, and Tiger Campbell are gonna roll tonight, and take down Drew Timmy, um, and the Bulldogs. So give me UCLA.
Yeah. Um, I gotta go opposite way. I feel like this Gonzaga team has only gotten better throughout the year. Like, yeah, they've had a couple games that they've dropped, which we don't usually see out of Gonzaga. But they're always a team you can count on to get at least to this spot. And this UCLA team is, I don't know, it don't have that same feel. Like they run a different type of, slow paced, yeah, efficient offense. I'm not gonna say they're a bad team. They're definitely not. But I just feel like I don't know if they'll be able to hang with Gonzaga scoring the ball. And
I mean, I could see
yeah,
it.
I think it comes down to that. So I'll take
I
Gonzaga.
mean, I could definitely see it, but can Gonzaga score against that defense at will, like they have been able to against everybody else?
I mean, who's gonna guard Drew Timmy?
Uh, Jaquez.
All right, we'll see. We'll see how good that goes for him. He's not. He's not going to be
Telling
big
me
enough.
Jaquez is not dropping 20 on Drew Timmy's head?
He's not going to be getting guarded by Drew Timmy.
He's not dropping 20 on Gonzaga's head?
He might, but Drew Timmy going to drop 20, 25 himself.
A lot of sports books like the under on Drew Timmy tonight. Just saying.
And that's cool. We'll see.
Confident in the Bulldogs, who often fail when they get to this point. Tomorrow night, we'll just go ahead and go over this because this will be our last tournament video. We'll probably do one on Saturday morning before the Elite Eight. But San Diego State takes on Alabama. Tomorrow night, Alabama's favored by 7.5. I don't really think this one. I want to say I want it to be close. I want it to be a good game, but I just feel like Alabama they haven't even been challenged, and I don't think it's gonna start now. They're playing in Louisville. So how in the world the teams tonight get to play in Las Vegas and New York, and the teams tomorrow have to play in Louisville and Kansas City? What is that?
Kansas City's not that bad, but Louisville is crazy.
Louisville is crazy. You're playing at Louisville's campus.
Nah, man,
How?
you getting? Oh, that's awful. No, that's wait. Who else playing in Louisville?
Alabama, San Diego State, and Princeton and Creighton. Princeton never gets here, and you're gonna make them play in Louisville. But anyway, I'm going Alabama in this one to cover the 7.5 spread. I think it's a late cover though. I think it's close most of the game. I think they cover late in the game. Brandon Miller, I feel like will have a great game. So give me Alabama. He struggled to this point, so I think he finally gets something going.
I like where you're thinking, but I think of who Alabama has played throughout the year. Maybe beside A&M, I guess they did play Houston. Which Brandon Miller had 8 points. He shot 0 for 8 against Houston.
Won't
I
happen
think
again.
this is going to be one of the tougher defenses Alabama has seen. And we've seen them struggle against, a slower paced, good, strong
Good
defensive
guard,
unit.
good guard squad.
Yeah. Now, San Diego State isn't going to win, I don't think, but I do think it'll be close, closer than a lot of people think. Because I think San Diego State has played, I don't want to say above expectation. They also haven't faced much competition, which kind
I
of
agree
worries
with
me.
that.
Because who did they play round one? Charleston and Furman? Not Alabama. Even though they kind of play the same style.
They do. I mean, it's similar, but don't think
Yeah, no.
that they can. Don't
Alabama's
think they
number
can
one
handle
warriors.
Alabama.
Yeah, no.
Right. Miami and Houston. This one could be tricky, but in the end, Houston's defense is too good compared to defense and scoring is too good compared to Miami's just offense. I think they're more versatile. I think they're a better squad overall. I think they're they do they don't shoot as well as Miami because nobody left shoots as good as Miami. But but what do they do? They play way better defense and their offense is like this far from Miami. So give me Houston. Houston's favored by 7.5. I think that line is too high. Give me Miami plus 7.5, but give me Houston money line.
Yeah, man. I didn't expect Miami to actually make it here. Obviously, I had
Did you?
Drake and I had Drake getting them out of there, but they've stayed consistent. Um,
Played well.
they played great in both games. Well, no, they didn't play great against Drake. They did play great against Indiana.
Mm.
So, but yeah, healthy Marcus Sasser, healthy Houston team. Defense wins championships, and they have the defensive edge. So I gotta go Houston. But I do think seven. What'd you say? 7.5
Right. Yeah.
is too high.
But reading sports books, I mean, there's got to be a reason it's that high. The line should be 4.5. So if it's at 7.5, I feel pretty confident that they think Houston's going to handle them because of their defense. That's how I read this line. I think
Which
it's
they
high,
could.
but I think it's high for a reason.
Okay.
Princeton and Creighton. Creighton's favored by 9.5. Fun fact: every 15 seed that has made it to this point has covered the spread. 3-0 against the spread.
Interesting.
With that valuable information, I will be taking Creighton, but I will be taking Princeton plus 9.5.
Yeah, no. I think that spread is too high too. Like I think Creighton wins. I think they win pretty easily, but Princeton's gonna slow the game down. They're gonna shoot the ball decently because Creighton's not a great defense. I just think Creighton outscores them. Really.
I think Creighton wins the game, but am I crazy to think there's a better chance than people are giving Princeton to win this game? Because I think they can win this game. I think this is the most winnable game of all the teams in the Sweet 16. Maybe FAU. I mean, I guess Princeton could beat FAU easier, but I think they can beat Creighton. I think Creighton's very good. Don't get me wrong. Well, Miami. Anyway, Princeton. I really think they have a great shot of winning this game. I think it's going to be a tight battle. I don't think this game should be overlooked. I think it's going to be a good one.
I think you underrated Creighton a little bit.
I
I
like
think
Creighton.
Princeton has better odds of beating Miami. I'd say they have better odds of beating San Diego State.
You think Miami's not better than Creighton?
Not in a tournament, no. Arkansas and FAU. I'll take all of them. And honestly, Michigan State. Actually, no, because Michigan State has that name value that could worry Princeton. But they already beat Arizona, so what do they really care?
Exactly. So you're going with Creighton, right? I'm
Yeah. Mm.
so Xavier, Texas, wrapping up the last game of the in Kansas City, Missouri, wrapping up the last game of Sweet 16. I think this one will be a good one as well. Xavier got hot last game. Look out. Texas been hot for a while. I think I think this could be our upset. I did go Texas. I think Texas is the better overall squad, but I could definitely see this being an upset. I know you think I'm crazy. You're just all Texas. You can't see anything but Texas. All his
Because
hopes and
Texas,
dreams live in Texas.
no, Texas has given me no reason not to think they don't pull this out. What
What's wrong
team
with
has
Xavier?
Xavier? Nothing's wrong with Xavier. But what team have they played defensively that has shown to bring what Texas brings?
They're in a better conference.
We're not talking about that. They played Kennesaw State and Pitt, and they struggled against
Pitt's good
Kennesaw State. But
defensively.
are they Texas?
Close.
No, they played Kennesaw State, who they struggled the whole game, and then they pulled away slightly at the end. And then they played Pitt, which they held out Pitt, but they shot the lights out. They're not
You
doing
don't
that
think they can
against
shoot lights out?
not against Texas.
What did
Not at
Texas
all.
do that was impressive against Penn State? Nothing. They were just better.
Yeah, they're better than Xavier.
They scored 65 points.
They played a bad game and won. Xavier,
Yeah, because Penn State's not on that level, even though they were
Penn
hot.
State's one of the hottest teams. It wasn't one of the hottest teams in the tournament.
I agree with that, but they're not Texas good, even when they're hot. But Xavier can play on that
Exactly.
level with Texas.
And they're not.
Xavier can play on that level.
If they're shooting the ball, they will have to shoot like they did in that first half against Pitt if they want a chance. Because defensively,
Texas is going to have to shoot it better than they did against Penn State.
right. But I think Texas has that defense they can lean on. And they have capable bigs who can score the ball inside. Not saying Xavier doesn't, but Xavier only has Jack Nungy, who defensively, he's not stopping any of Texas guys.
The Texas is only favored by 4. I don't feel like that line does Xavier. I meant Texas Justice. I feel like they should be favored more in this game.
I would say by like 6. I would take Texas.
But with that line, I am going Texas, but I think it's close. It's a good game. I think it's a very good game.
Oh, no, it'll definitely be a good game. It's 2 good teams. But I have to just go with Texas.
The winner of this game, hot take, goes to the Final Four. The winner of this one goes to.
I'm going to say hot take. The winner of this game goes to the national championship.
I can't agree with you there because they're going to meet you. If it's Xavier, they have to meet Gonzaga or UCLA. Texas too, obviously, but if it's Xavier, they're not better than Gonzaga and UCLA. Texas can beat both of those teams. I don't know that Xavier.
Well, yeah, that's really what I'm saying, because I think Texas will win, and then Texas will make it.
The winner of this game will
But
beat
Texas
Houston
could
or
easily
Miami.
lose. Oh, yeah.
I think
For sure.
Texas for sure would beat Houston. Xavier would struggle, obviously, but
No, Xavier, I'm
I
not
think-
going to lie. Xavier would get blown out by Houston. Or like 15.
man is the biggest Musketeer hater of all time.
I don't know if you remember, I picked Xavier to make it to the final whenever we were doing the conference tournaments. And they failed me.
I did too. We both had them to the. I had them winning the tournament.
Yeah, because you love Xavier. That's why you're riding for him like this.
I do love Xavier. They're one
I
of
don't
my
know
favorite
why.
schools. Them and
Why?
Creighton. I like Creighton a lot. I like Creighton because of Doug McDermott. He was a GOAT back in our day.
Bro, what?
The Sun.
So why do you
His
like
son.
Xavier?
Why do I like Xavier? Because they're cool.
Whose
Their
son?
logo's cool. The coach's son, Doug McDermott. You don't remember Doug McDermott?
in the NBA.
Yeah.
What about him? He was
That's
the
Creighton's
coach's son?
son. Yeah.
Oh, I
I mean,
didn't
his
know.
last name's McDermott, so I'm guessing that. I don't think there'd be two McDermotts that went to
Sean
Creighton.
McDermott?
Yeah.
That's the
It's got to
coach?
be his dad.
That's why we got Google. Doug McDermott. Greg McDermott. Oh yeah, that's his name. Sean McDermott is like an NFL coordinator or something.
Oh, yeah.
Sean McDermott is
No,
the
that's the
coach
Bills
of
head coach, ain't it?
yeah. This is the Greg, I think. Is that what I said?
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, off of the Creighton love train. The Sweet 16 is going to be great games all the way around. I'm excited for it. I'm going to be watching all of them, of course, because I have nothing else to do in my life. Um, are we playing DraftKings?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Yes, we are. I'm glad you asked.
Run that. Anyway, I will give out a play that I actually love tonight. So Underdog Fantasy, use code if you want to sign up, you can use code Justin Gray with 3 Y's. Um, if you want to sign up. But Nick Smith Jr. from Arkansas, under 13 points. Don't like what he's been doing recently. Played very bad against in the last two games. He played 14 minutes against Kansas and scored like no point. He didn't score. And
Yeah, he struggled.
Julian Strother for Gonzaga, over 5.5 rebounds. Like this matchup for him on the boards. Jaime Jaquez, over 19.5 points. This is why I was so hard about the 20 points on Darren a while ago, because I think he gets that. Maddie
Wait,
Sissoko for.
Can you read him off again?
Are you trying to bet it right now? Nick Smith, lower than 13 points.
Yeah.
Julian Strother, over 5.5 rebounds. Jaime Jaquez, over 19.5. You can change that to Drew Timmy if you're more.
No, I like Jaquez more, but
Okay.
I think because I
It
do
is
think Jaquez
Jaquez?
has better odds. It's Jaquez, yeah.
Okay, why didn't you correct me like 3 episodes ago? Maddie Sissoko, or Madi, however you say his name, 5.5 rebounds, over against Kansas State, and then Marquise Noel, over 6.5 assists. I like this play a lot.
No, yeah, because he's gonna have
He's
to pass.
gonna have
And
to
how
pass
much
to
are we
Rod.
putting
He
on
played
it?
all 40 minutes last game. I put just $2. I put $1 on this one because I had the NBA one that was better. But I mean, you have more in there than me. You could put 2
I'm
on.
gonna put 3 with some insurance.
Yeah, I
Are we
insure
running
his job.
insurance?
Yes, every time. So for the NBA tonight, if you want to run this as well, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. These have been very accurate recently. Over 4.5 assists. Julius Randle, over
Oh.
8. Oh, you're running this too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Shea over 4.5 assists. Julius Randle over
Shea.
8 rebounds, 8.5.
I got Randall.
You already put Shea and Randle. Donovan Mitchell over 26.5 points.
Okay.
Evan Mobley over 28.5 PRA.
Okay.
And Franz Wagner over 18.5 points.
Franz. Where is he at? All right. And how much did you put on this?
I put 2. I'm very confident in this though. If I had more in the account, I would put like all of it.
I'm only putting 2
But
on it also.
insured 2. Only one I'm worried about is Mobley, but I'm not that worried about it. That is all for this episode of the NCAA Sweet 16 preview. Tomorrow we will have an episode coming out at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. AL Central projections and predictions. That will come out tomorrow, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. And then Saturday we will have an episode previewing the Elite Eight, and then Sunday will be. Well, I'll announce that on Saturday. So Sunday we'll have another episode coming out. We'll have episodes every day we don't record. We'll have an episode coming out because it's already in the inventory. We're just releasing it later. But that is all for this episode. Go watch some Sweet 16 tonight. Lose all your money. Just
Yes,
like us.
sir. Yes.
Tell at your own risk, by the way. It's not betting advice. Just gamblers. Gamblers